Hello guys, welcome to another edition of Ray's Sports News and Debates. Okay, today's video, we're going to be going over our Week 6 NFL picks. Last week was not a good week for us. I think we finished 8-6, but we're going to try and get better with the picks this week. And without further ado, let's get into today's bid topic. Opening it up, Thursday night game. I think it's the most probably obvious game of the week outside of the Bills and Giants games. We'll get to that. But we're going to go Kansas City over Broncos. A lot of people are asking, do you give Sean Payton a pass if they lose this game? And my thought process is absolutely not. That defense was pretty much the same team that they had this year, they had last year. And as soon as Sean Payton brought in his defensive coordinator, that defense could historically be the worst in NFL history. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. And it's bad. But yeah, we're going to go Kansas City over the Broncos here. I don't give the Broncos a lick of a chance. I'm going to go Ravens over the Titans. What I've realized from the Ravens this season is that when they lose a close game, they bounce back with the big win. And I think that win's going to be at the expense of the Tennessee Titans. But yeah, we're going to go Ravens. I wouldn't really call it an upset, but I'm going to go potential over terrible. And with that being said, we're going to choose the Atlanta Falcons to beat the Washington Commanders. I don't know what the Commanders are doing. They started out great. The last couple of weeks they've looked god awful. Ritter came back big with the win last week over the Texans. So we're going to continue that momentum. I'm going to say the Falcons get it done. In my first upset pick of the week, which really shouldn't be an upset considering how Minnesota's playing, I'm going to go Chicago over Minnesota. I definitely think not having Justin Jefferson is going to be a factor. I think Chicago's going to make Minnesota run the ball, especially. And I think Justin Fields, it's 2 games. It's a 2-game sample size. Okay? But if Fields can come into his own like he has the past couple of weeks, I think Chicago wins this one pretty decisively. I think they win by at least a touchdown, if not 10 points. But we're going to go Cincinnati over Seattle. I like how Cincinnati played last week. Ja'Marr Chase looked like the Ja'Marr Chase that we all know. Of course, this mofo had to go off like the 1 week I'm facing him in 3 different fantasy leagues, putting a 50 bomb. But now I know how all the McCaffrey people were because I had McCaffrey the week that he went off for 45 points. So touche, fantasy gods. But yeah, we're gonna go Cincinnati. If Joe Burrow's, I think he's 100%, or maybe not 100%, but he's 90 to 95, and that's good enough for the Bengals to have an elite offense. I'm gonna go San Francisco over Cleveland in a very, very tough game. I think both defenses are going to be elite, but at the end of the day, I trust Brock Purdy in that offense, especially what it did to my Cowboys defense. I'm going to go San Francisco over Cleveland. I'm going to go Miami over Carolina. It's one of the more obvious games. I think they have the Dolphins at a 13.5-point favorite, which is basically saying they're going to beat the living dog water out of Carolina, which they should. I'm going to go Detroit over Tampa Bay. This one was very close. I had Tampa Bay in the beginning. I know the Lions are due for one of those terrible losses that you can't explain, but they haven't done that this year. They've played great. They beat good teams, and everyone's gonna look at that week 1 like, oh yeah, they beat the Chiefs without Kelsey, without Houston. But at the end of the day, you got to suit up 11 on offense and 11 on defense, and it's the best team wins. But I like what Detroit's doing. I like David Montgomery, them bringing him in. I hate to see, Gibbs get hurt. St. Brown's coming back. And I like Detroit's team right now. So I'm going to pick them over Tampa Bay. I'm going to go Jacksonville over the Colts. Richardson's going to be out about 4 to 8 weeks. They're getting Jonathan Taylor back. Gardner Minshew is going to be starting at quarterback, which means it's going to be more pass heavy. But I like the Jags here. I think they made a statement by beating the Bills in London last week. I think that can continue that trend with a dominant division win over the Colts. My second upset of the week, I'm going to go Texans over the Saints. I like what CJ has done for the Texans. He hasn't thrown a pick through 5 games. Obviously, knock on wood. And the Saints, for the first time all season, looked like a dominant football team and a team that should win the NFC South with how they handled the Patriots last week, beating them 34-0. I think they have a letdown week. I think CJ has his he's gonna have his troubles with this New Orleans defense, but I think the Texans pull it out. So Texans over Saints. I'm gonna go Raiders over New England in Jimmy Garoppolo's revenge game against Bill Belichick. I don't know what is going on with that offense in New England. It is terrible. They've scored 3 points in the last 120 minutes of football, which is terrible. But I'm gonna go with the Raiders. I like their defense. They're not gonna put 40 points on you. They're gonna put about 20 to 30, and that defense is gonna hold you to about the low 20s. So Jimmy can get the offense developed early in the game. Josh Jacobs, can take a little bit of the pressure off Garoppolo. I think that's going to help. So I'm going to go Raiders here. I'm going to go Rams over the Cardinals. I think them getting Cooper Kupp last week definitely helped. The offense looked a little bit more alive. They got rid of Van Jefferson, but I think that 3-headed monster they have right now, Higbee, Cooper Kupp, and the rookie, I think it's going to be too much for Arizona to compete with. So we're going to go Rams there. I'm going to go Philadelphia over the Jets. I've picked against Philly the last 2 or 3 weeks because I thought they were going to be exposed. They obviously haven't. So we're going to go with the favorites here. Zach Wilson, props to you, man. You got to win last week. But that being said, it was against the Denver Broncos. But yeah, we're gonna go Philadelphia. I mean, they've looked great. The offense, especially AJ Brown. I think they need to get Devontae Smith involved a little bit more personally. Dallas Goedert had a great week last week. Of course, he was on the bench in my fantasy league, but we won't talk about that, yeah, Philly over the Jets. We're gonna go Bills over the Giants. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think Josh Allen's going to have a field day doing whatever he wants to that defense. I think the Giants starter is going to have a field day with that Buffalo Bills defense. But, we're going to go Bills there pretty decisively. And I don't normally do this because I believe in my team. I do. But I think what happened to them in San Francisco is going to linger. I think they're going to think about last week. And I think since I've started doing these picks for the first time, I'm going to pick my Cowboys to lose against the Chargers. It's Kellen Moore's revenge game. I like Justin Herbert as a quarterback. Eckler, Keenan Allen's going to be back at 100%. And I just have a feeling that it's going to be a high-scoring game for sure. I definitely think it's going to be in the 30s, and that's with Dallas's really good defense. But I'm going to go the Chargers to win this game. I really want to choose Dallas. I just think last week opened my eyes, especially with Prescott. They beat the Chargers, obviously, the last time they played them. But, it was a very, very sloppy game. Really, the Chargers should have beat them the last time they played them. But, I'm going to go Chargers to win. But yeah, I mean, so far for the season, we're looking pretty good. Last week was obviously our worst week at 8-6. The previous 3 weeks, we had gone 11-5, and then we had went 12-4 week 1. So let's see, was that 12, 11, 11, 11? So that's 45. We had 3. No, we went 12-4, so 4, 5, 5, 5, 19, 25. So we're 45-25. Pretty solid record there. Obviously that 8-6 really hurt us. And we're hoping to keep the tradition. I am perfect on the Thursday night games. I was perfect until the Cowboys lost the Sunday night game. But if you count the Monday night games, the Sunday night games, and the Thursday night games, we've only got one wrong all year. And like I said, it was the Cowboys losing to the 49ers. But feel free to hit that like, guys. Comment on the video. Share it. Subscribe to the channel. Comment who you think is going to win this week. Do you see any upsets coming? And with all the trade rumors, what do you think is going to happen? Like I said, feel free to let me know in the comments, guys. Until next time, you guys have a good one.